Are you constantly feeling trapped in a cycle of chronic fatigue and anxiety, where your vital energy is completely depleted long before the workday is actually finished? Burnout is not just simple tiredness, but a state where your nervous system is fundamentally stuck in emergency mode, fight or flight, continuously draining all your cognitive reserves without pause. We spend too much valuable time searching for external fixes like excessive caffeine, when the true key lies in an internal switch that can be activated very quickly. Neuroscience has definitively identified a neurological superhighway that can calm your entire body in less than 15 minutes, efficiently returning you to a state of calm focus. Mastering this rapid reset ability is the single most important skill for effectively fighting burnout amidst today's high-demand work environment. How exactly can you intentionally trigger this biological reset button inside your own body to immediately restore instant serenity? I will be dissecting 3 simple vagus nerve stimulation techniques backed by research in the middle section of this video. I personally reached a point where trying to read a single paragraph of a report felt precisely like trying to climb a sheer vertical cliff face that was impossibly high. I realized I was not merely tired, but had developed an autopilot stress response that kept my heart rate constantly elevated, even when I was trying to relax completely. I used to believe that sleeping longer or taking extensive vacations would solve everything, but the crushing anxiety and deep exhaustion always returned rapidly and without warning. Perhaps you feel this exact same overwhelming pressure, where the necessary boundary between your demanding work life and your personal life feels both blurry and incredibly draining. Mastering this nervous system reset fundamentally changed my life, clearly teaching me that true recovery begins with consciously controlling the autonomic nervous system. We will examine how activating the calming parasympathetic nervous system intentionally can become your secret weapon against relentless work-related fatigue. The primary conflict during burnout is the sustained dominance of the sympathetic nervous system, SNS, which is biologically designed solely to respond to immediate physical threats. The SNS constantly releases stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine, significantly increasing heart rate and diverting precious energy away from necessary recovery functions. When work-related stress becomes chronic, the SNS stays constantly engaged, creating a state of perpetual hypervigilance that rapidly depletes brain glucose and causes cognitive exhaustion. This chronic state severely impairs sleep quality, triggers systemic inflammation, and eventually leads to symptoms of severe anxiety and deep depression. Neuroscientists agree that recovery from true burnout is impossible unless we can consciously suppress this always-on SNS switch effectively. Changing your internal response from purely reactive to deliberately conscious is the first critical step in the battle against sustained burnout. The key biological switch for the reset button we are seeking is the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve that acts as the main communication superhighway between your brain and internal organs. The vagus nerve is the central component of the parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, often known as the rest and digest system, which functions as the essential brake on your body's stress response. Effective stimulation of the vagus nerve sends a powerful signal to the brain, rapidly lowering the heart rate, decreasing cortisol levels, and activating total recovery mode. This activation increases vagal tone, which is a measurable index of your nervous system's resilience against incoming stress, profoundly important for mental health. Research consistently shows that improving vagal tone can significantly enhance your mood, memory, and overall immune function over time. Understanding the central role of the vagus nerve allows us to move from managing time to directly managing your neural energy itself. The first and most immediately accessible technique for a fast nervous system reset is slow diaphragmatic breathing, specifically the scientifically supported 4-7-8 method. This practice involves inhaling slowly for 4 counts, holding your breath for 7 counts, and deliberately exhaling slowly for 8 full counts every cycle. Slow, deep breathing from the diaphragm directly stimulates the vagus nerve because of its close proximity to the chest cavity and lungs. Extending the exhale phase to be twice as long as the inhale is the most effective biological cue to signal your brain that you are profoundly safe. Research demonstrates that this specific breathing exercise can quickly lower both heart rate and blood pressure within 5 minutes of consistent practice. Implementing this technique for 5-10 minutes provides the perfect quick fix needed to break a debilitating panic cycle during a busy workday. The second effective technique for an immediate energy reset is brief cold stimulation targeting the face and neck, utilizing a powerful reflex linked to the vagus nerve. Splashing very cold water on your face or applying an ice pack to the back of your neck can trigger the diving reflex, which automatically lowers your heart rate and activates the PNS. This cold stimulation also triggers the release of norepinephrine, a focus-enhancing neurotransmitter, giving you clean energy without the typical crash associated with caffeine. Experts suggest this cold exposure should only last between 30 to 60 seconds because of its immediate and powerful effect, which is sufficient to interrupt the ongoing stress response. This rapid ritual can be easily performed at an office sink, providing an instant and highly effective energy boost when fatigue hits hardest. The third technique, often underestimated but strongly supported by research, involves using sound and internal vibration to stimulate the vagus nerve non-invasively and pleasurably. The vagus nerve has critical branches that innervate the larynx, voice box, meaning that deliberate humming or singing can create calming internal vibrations that soothe the nerve. Research has found that listening to laughter or even humming at a low tone repeatedly increases parasympathetic activity and enhances mood significantly. Performing yoga nidra, guided sleep meditation, for 15 minutes is also extremely effective, directing awareness to different body parts to induce deep relaxation at the nervous system level. Integrating sound or vibration into your 15-minute break helps to consciously divert attention away from stress-inducing thought patterns. In conclusion, recovery from burnout critically depends on your ability to reliably trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, in under 15 minutes using intentional vagus nerve stimulation. The conflict of chronic SNS dominance is overcome by 3 scientifically measured solutions: 4, 7, 8. Breathing, lengthening the exhale, cold exposure, triggering norepinephrine, and vocal vibrations stimulating the larynx. Scientific evidence confirms that these accessible strategies physically lower cortisol and heart rate, effectively restoring your vital vagal tone quickly. You possess an innate biological reset button that does not require expensive equipment or lengthy therapy sessions to properly activate. Make this rapid nervous system recovery a non-negotiable ritual in your workday to maintain optimal cognitive performance and sustained positive mood. Shifting your core mindset from pushing through stress to managing neural energy is the central key for successful implementation of these techniques. Burnout is not solved just by sleeping. It requires microscopic recovery periods applied strategically throughout your demanding workday. Start by integrating the 4-7-8 breathing technique for 5 minutes before tackling a difficult task or immediately after receiving a high-stress email. Are you truly willing to challenge yourself to prioritize this short nervous system recovery over working longer, less efficient hours? Practicing this science-based self-care is the most strategically effective action, ensuring your output is measurably higher over a significantly shorter duration. Programmed nervous system recovery forms the unshakable foundation for sustained productivity that you have always sought. Imagine your vagus nerve as a sensitive, high-speed fiber optic cable. Chronic stress causes this cable to short-circuit and fray, disrupting clear communication between your brain and body. This 15-minute reset technique is the essential debugging process, rapidly repairing the connection and restoring clarity of signal. Your long-term goal is not just to overcome the current burnout, but to permanently increase your vagal tone to become inherently more resilient to stress in the future. Consistency in these small rituals, like splashing your face with cold water or humming briefly, gradually strengthens your neural resilience over time. Protecting your delicate nervous system in this manner is the greatest investment you can make toward your overall health, emotional stability, and high cognitive performance. Now is the time to take full, conscious control over your body's stress response system. Challenge yourself to apply one of these 3 techniques, breathing, cold, or sound for 15 minutes today, and immediately feel the physiological change. Remember this crucial truth: recovery is a proactive, intentional action, not a passive response delayed until the weekend finally arrives. Use this neuroscientific knowledge to transform your days of tension into controlled cycles of focus and serenity, unleashing your sustained highest potential. Protecting your internal system is the key to unlocking maximum sustainable performance. Challenge yourself to rigorously apply one of the 3 proven vagus reset techniques, breathing, cold, or sound, for 15 minutes today and instantly feel the profound physical difference. If this science-backed reset guide has fully opened your eyes to your hidden energy potential, please show your deep commitment by immediately hitting the like button. Subscribe and widely share this essential video so that more professionals fully understand that the true secret to maximum performance is mastering the autonomic nervous system within themselves.